Hello.
Shotgun, it's not your stream.
It's sorry, technical difficulties on that end again. Welcome. Woo. Ignore that beginning bit.
Is my stream on?
No, it's mine. It's definitely mine. It's screaming my screen.
I turned off error
Yeah.
message from my
Okay.
phone.
Okay. Yeah, sorry for the complete scuffness. Yeah, long
So,
story
what
short,
are
we
you
had some
messing with that douchable?
yeah, Dusha apparently is the one that can actually physically start the stream. So, yeah, even with the stream key. So, yeah, a little
And
bit of
we're live.
a technical difficulty. Yay, we're live.
Been laid 24 minutes exactly, but we're live.
I think honestly one of us should
Alright,
make a community post.
let's talk about the games.
Yeah, we should finally talk about a game.
Yeah, the games, those things.
Yeah, yeah.
um, probably okay. One second, then I
Can you
will.
get on screen?
Well, yeah. Actually, I need to do this first. Make it the games on screen. 1 second. But also, one of you two, can you please make a community post saying that, hey, we're actually live this time?
Okay,
Okay, Owen.
That might be like a good idea, being that, everyone probably joined, thought, oh, the stream isn't happening, and then left. Which, completely fair, honestly, at this point.
Yeah. I mean, we have 15 viewers. It's better, I
And
guess,
it's,
considering the lot of
yeah, consider the scuffness of the start. Like I said, we do apologize once again.
Yeah, we're new to streaming.
Well, I specifically have never streamed on YouTube before. This is the first time I've done that.
I did stream, but I just didn't know you can't stream from an account when you're just logging
Yeah,
in.
yeah, Twitch apparently works differently than YouTube streaming when it comes to the stream key thing function.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, game should be on screen, and like three. Oh, just 1 second. Oh, I gotta edit that. Okay, well, I gotta center this now. Lovely. Sorry, the slight scuffness. But okay, should be good
They're on
now.
screen?
Yeah, they're on screen. Okay, so
Oh, okay. My
the
stream is
game.
probably delayed.
Yeah, they're on screen. Sorry about the like I said. This is gonna be a little
Oh,
scuff. It's gonna be a little
did you
scuff.
move it into middle? Or did you, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I think
Okay,
that's
I'm
okay.
watching the stream.
I think that's a little more center.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, let's actually
let's
start.
let's start. Let's start. Okay, so first up we see Ace Race. That's definitely Cloud Stew. Like,
Yes.
I don't know, it looks kind of like Turtle Run.
nah, clearly they brought back Clouds one.
It's probably Space Race recolored.
uh, but yeah, Battle Box. Owenish, you want to talk about this one? Whoops.
Alright, so something interesting that I noticed, and I'm sure many of the people watching have noticed, but I
There we
can
go. I don't know why I did that.
confirm that some of the people here in the stream have not noticed, is that that is the Double Trouble map from MCC 21 when BattleBox had a remix.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting because it doesn't say that it's a remix. So does it
So
mean that there's only going to be one of the capture points?
there's definitely no way it's like Tritons again, unless maybe one of the kids gets a Triton. But even that, like that'd be a little strong.
It might be like a modified version of like how Clouds 2 is like a revamp of Clouds 1. This is a revamp of Double Trouble,
I don't
Oh,
know.
like an
others.
homage to it.
1 second. Apparently, it says the others are quiet. I will turn down my own voice. There we go. Um, and I turn up Discord a little. Okay. Okay.
I
How
think you
is
should
that?
be
That should
able
be
to hear
better.
that.
You should be able to hear everyone, I believe now. I
Yeah,
turned
let
myself
me
down a
do
bit.
that.
It should be better now. Okay. Yeah, like as we were saying, the map looks to be double trouble, and yeah, we'll see how that ends up being because there's no shot it's gonna play the same.
Yeah.
As in for Grid Runners, that tells us so much. As you can see here, that's the end, and as you know, that tells us literally zero information.
But it tells us that there's an end this time.
True.
Maybe they're going like in MCC 34. They're going to announce grid runners, and it's just going to be like a blank wall because it's where the ending should be.
Generally, there's normally at least one new room. We'll probably see that. We'll see what it is. Will this cause like 5 teams not to finish again? We'll see. Next up, hole in the wall. If you've been on an island, you recognize this map.
I don't.
Is this?
It's a new beach-themed map.
Yep.
Is like the last one different?
Yeah.
Is it?
There's like a bunch of holes for one,
Uh,
and
why are they putting MCCI maps in?
well, speaking of MCs, yeah, we have another game to talk about, but we'll get to it when we get there.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, that's it.
But yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be my favorite hole in the wall map. Probably not, but from my experience from Island, but we'll have to wait and see. Uh,
It is a pretty good map, to be honest.
Next up, parkour tag.
Dodgebolt.
Yeah, that's definitely it. There might be some minor changes, you never know, but that's
Yeah.
definitely it.
I don't think it's the Pride one. Actually, it should be the regular one.
Yeah, just randomly
Yeah, it's
now they
just the
just
regular.
just randomly pulls up the
The
Pride one for
dodgeball.
the funnies, just pull it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just Pride. That is just bull. Uh, Next up, Sands of Time. That tells us once again nothing. We'll see if the seed's difficult or easy. You never know. You never know.
Uh,
Uh,
we have signs of every event. It's like there's like no much respect.
I mean, last seed was like a little more difficult, and like compared to some other ones. Like I said, it always depends.
Like it's almost like if one event is like OP scoring and the next one is like
Yeah, I've noticed that because, like, for example, 30 was insane. It's insanely easy seed, and then 31 was really difficult.
they really have issues with balancing the scoring. I mean, not the scoring, but the coin distribution. There's sometimes too many coins and sometimes not enough.
Uh, you never know. Also, can one of you be reading chat, by the way? Uh,
Yeah, okay.
Anything
The
interesting in
coral
chat?
box plays. Um, the red one looks like people met from. I've never done predictions for the event. Unpopular opinion, grid runs is the worst. We're gonna hear our opinion on grid runs in the next video. Coral, I watch FC 17 and the girl. Blah blah blah. Grid runners, it's bad when your team is doing bad. Everyone's yelling at each other. I agree.
Yeah, we'll talk about good owners a bit, definitely. We can talk about it. But let's get through the games. Yeah, Sky Battle Remix. I wonder what it is. Have you been an island? Because yeah,
I
90
haven't played it. I don't
yeah,
know what it is about.
That remix is very
90% chance I'd say it's water
yeah.
fight. Water fight. Just for if you don't know,
Okay,
if you don't know
how
how
does
it
it
works,
work?
I'll explain that right now. So first of all, you start off with a sword, which is like a wooden sword with knockback 2. A water gun, which has 25 shots that shoot really fast of water that do like one like half of like water. Your house bar is now replaced with like a dryness bar basically with like and it's water droplets instead of hearts, and there's no hunger or anything. And basically, every time you get hit, you lose some of your dryness, and if you run out of dryness, you lose. And you also start with 3 towels. You can eat the towels to dry yourself off. Yes, eat.
Eat towels.
The other possible like things you can find, like I said, are water bottles, which you use to fill up your blaster. The blaster is objectively the best weapon on there, basically, because of just how fast it shoots. The sword is good for knocking people off. And the other thing you can find just is a water bucket, which basically functions like lava, essentially, as it like rapidly increases your wetness. And then there's also with water orbs, which are basically just damage orbs, and then water creepers, which are just creepers.
And they're probably not gonna put orbs in the events.
And then, like last but not least, you have blocks. Obviously, it's Sky Battle, and from there, basically, yeah, your goal is to just more or less shoot the people until they become wet, and then you get kill credit for that.
Alright, I don't really understand why they're putting something directly from MCCI into the event itself. I would understand if they put it in the event, then on MCCI, but they did it in reverse.
I feel like it would have been
People
better for like
people who
Rising.
grinded the game mode on MCCI were just gonna have the advantage.
There's a similar issue with the Ticket to the Other Side maps because there were two like Christmas themed maps for 28 and then it got skipped, but they were still added to Island. And then in MCC 29 when they winterfied them and put them in the event, then anybody who had played to get to the other side on island had an advantage, but it wasn't significant enough to make a difference. So I don't expect water fight to generate a significant difference for people who play island 24 hours a day.
Yeah, the skill set's similar, honestly, to Meltdown to some extent. Though at the same time, it is like a lot different about it. But like it's a lot of
I
projectile.
know, I don't really like the arcade.
Well, it doesn't matter because it's in the event.
Yeah, like what is my
And
opinion?
it'll
Yeah,
probably be played too because it's remixed.
Yeah, no remix has been skipped yet. We'll see if that ever
There's
happens.
a first time for everything.
actually,
Hole in the Wall was the closest one because that was game 8. But
yeah.
after that we have Meltdown. Not really much to say there. It's the same image. And then Rocks.
Probably a bit different map, maybe.
No, that doesn't again really get that much changes. And then last but not least, Rock Split Rush. I believe that's the temple map.
It's a familiar map. Not much to say
I
there.
Yeah, looks to be
Yeah, if
nothing
there
new
was a
there.
new map in Rocket Speed Rush, they would have put it in the
Image.
image.
So
So yeah, no new maps for Rocket Speed.
let's talk about the games that are benched. I'm genuinely shocked that Rock Split Rush did not get benched after being in like in every event now for like the longest time.
Yeah.
I think
I think also a team game should get benched as well. We could get Bingo or Wilmar back and instead of 3 rounds at Sound of Fire,
yeah maybe
only
like
one event.
yeah I think like benching each of them like once with like one of the retired games wouldn't be the worst thing ever. Just because at this point also looks like Noxcrew has a little bit of favorites here with benching. I can't lie. It's pretty
Yeah.
obvious. Like, to get to the side being benched despite the fact that it was skipped last event is a telling sign that they have favorites.
I'm not really a fan of the Get to the Side after they literally put MCCI maps in the event.
Uh,
Yeah, Get to the Side was a good game until MCCI happened.
yeah, definitely survival games should have been in, but I'm guessing now that survival games has to be in Rising too now, based on the fact that it's been benched a few times, 2 events in a row.
I don't want to play SG with Rising.
Well, you could
It's
skip it.
actually
You could skip it.
it's
Let's
actually
try to skip it.
uh, I
You're
believe this
making
is
me
the
think
fourth
really bad.
event in a row.
Oh,
Actually,
oh, that
is
is
it?
unfortunate. I'll talk a bit
Okay,
quieter then.
it's only the this is only the third event in a row because it also wasn't in Pride.
Yeah, but I don't like counting non-canon events that much. But yeah, the benching. Um, yeah, the other ones that are bench are Warrior, which makes sense. It Parkour Tag was bench last event, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then we have, like I said, to get to their side. Um,
Yeah,
no, like I said, I'm still surprised about that one in particular. I thought,
it's old again. Yeah.
yeah, I really thought Hollow would have might have also been might have get benched, but I guess new map, fair enough, I guess.
Yep.
So those are like
It's
the
probably the
surprises.
one.
But yeah, we'll see what the next games will be. But let's talk about the teams that benefit. I have some of the stats pulled up. Let's start with
Alright.
the Red Rabbits. I guess I can move. I guess we can go back into the studio. Um, I don't have time to really pull up the heads, but yeah, here's our teams right here. Woo! Let's talk about them. So the Red Rabbits, their best game is SG, which is unfortunately bench for them, but as a kind of a nice thing, they still get to keep Battle Box and Sky Battle. Though Sky Battle is a remix, so that is not guaranteed to be an amazing game for them necessarily. Then their next best game is Parkour Tag, which yeah, this is definitely a Parkour Tag team. Then it goes Meltdown, which yep, good. Surprisingly enough, and I think this is mostly due to puns and Gumi's to some extent success in the game, but Sans Time is their next best game. Uh, Oh my god, I can't believe I left myself muted. Oh no.
You were muted this whole time?
Well, speed run this, red.
No way.
Oh my
How long
god.
has Dragon been muted?
Oh my
I've been muted
god.
the entire time, but it's alright.
Okay.
Wait, was I the only one talking like the whole time?
I was also talking.
Alright,
Okay. You
alright.
know what? Let's pick a team and go with it. Quickly, red. Um, yeah. Most PvP games are in the event, even though Sky Battle is remixed, same with Parkour Tag. They benefit a lot from that. Unfortunately, Grid Owners and the Arc Speed Rush are still in the event. Next up, we have Orange, which gains a lot from Hole in the Wall still being in the event. And statistically, the worst game is Grid Owners, which doesn't make sense, but it is what it is on that. And they still, like I said, they still have good games in the event. Like I said, Sands of Time and Ace Race. Yellow Yaks. Their best game, unfortunately, is benched. Then followed by their next best game, also being benched, and then the last best game is remix. So no SG, no Parkour Warrior, and remix Sky Battle. So this team could struggle a bit more on this game roster compared to others. And with their worst games of Groders and Time still being in, it might not be the easiest feat for them. But nonetheless, we'll see. Then we have Lime, which surprisingly enough is more of a PvP team based on the team and less around purpled. Uh, with their worst games being Hole in the Wall, Box, Rush, and Ace Race, all movement games that all happen to be in, and their best games being Battle Box, unfortunately a Bench SG, a Remix Sky Battle, and then Meltdown. We'll have to wait and see how this affects Lime. Purple has constantly proved that if there's a pathway to dodgebolt, he'll take it. And then we have the Green Geckos, as we have Sky. Well, their worst game is Remix Sky Battle, and then Meltdown, Parkour Tag, and are all in. So that is unfortunate, though their best games of Sanitary, Roxby, Rough, and Hollowell are all in. So this should be a decent roster for them. And then where we left off, Cyan. Uh, the unfortunate news is that 2 out of the 3 of their worst games are in Meltdown, Roxby, Rush. Granted, Ethos could do better. Uh, in Roxby Rush than his stats are suggesting right now because he's a hermit, but that's not guaranteed necessarily, as we've seen people that use Elytras a lot still struggle. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Their best game of Gridironers is still in. Their next best game is surprisingly enough Sky Battle, but it's been remixed. So no guarantees there. And then it's Sands. So all of their team games all being in, this team should have a decent pathway to victory. So wait and see. Okay, now we can do Aqualaxolotls, I guess. So looking at the stats once again, their worst game, surprisingly enough, even though this team has Illumina, is to get to their side, which is bench. So that is good. Hold the Wall still in though, and Meltdown still in, and Illumina has had a history with Meltdown, so we'll see if that history continues.
I'm worried about this team as well, man.
The best game, surprisingly enough, is Battlebox, which somewhat makes sense because I could see Sneak and Impulse and Illumina, and even to some extent Joel doing decent in Battlebox. So that's their best game, still in. Rock Sweep Rush, which makes sense, is still in. And then Ace Race is still in, and same with Sands. So this team has like most of their good games in. So we'll have to wait and see. I think Aqua might be the biggest winner, if with maybe the exception of Red, of this game roster. Obviously, I'd say maybe Red would be the best one if SG still wasn't benched, but it is what it is on that. Next up, we got the Blue Bats. Uh, looks like in this scenario, their worst games are all in Ace Race, Hole in the Wall, and Sands of Time. And then the next worst one is Remix. Their best game of SG is also benched. I think I'm supposed to thank to Hannah. But the rest of the PvP games that they excel at, of Meltdown and Battlebox, are still in, and same with Grid Earners. So this team still has a pathway to dodgebolt. I actually could double check that later, maybe, but I don't have time right now. Next up, we have the Herbal Pandas, and this team massively benefited from this game roster, with the exception of the benching of the 2 movement games. Actually, I take it back. Their middle games are all benched. This team only has like their kind of lower average games and then their good games left. So that's actually more interesting than I thought about it first time around. And last up, the Pink Parrots. Um, these stats are probably going to be inflated because if they're constantly getting intoxicated throughout the entire event, there's no shot they're forming up to their average. But assuming that they're tryharding still. We have their best game, Sky Battle, being remixed, SG being benched, and then their next best games of Gridders and BattleBox and Sands are still in though, and their worst game of Ace Race is still in. Their second worst game, Parker Warrior, is benched luckily for them, and then Hold the Rock Sweep Rush are all in still. So yeah, this team, like I said, we'll see if they play up to their average or not. They're already statistically the weakest team by quite a bit, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see on Pink. But yeah, like I said, I think our biggest winners are Aqua and Red here. If I had to pick the biggest winners, maybe or like other teams that probably benefited or well, or Orange. I think definitely benefited. Cyan, I'd say benefited. I think the other ones that benefited. I think Yellow is probably the biggest loser in this game roster. If I had to pick one,
I would also say Lime, probably.
well,
But it's just my personal opinion. I think the main point source being purple is just
Purp.
the team is
If we're just assuming
being
purple,
combined.
right? We still have Rock Spleef Rush. We still have Ace Race, which I know purple's not like necessarily the best person ever at it, but still, we still have. Purple has also shown success in basically every game, to be honest with you, with the exception of like SG and Hole in the Wall. Beam and Hole in the Wall, I think he had that one good event where he got like one like, round or two.
I think he got second in 26.
So like Purple can do good. I feel like in almost any game roster,
Yeah.
but the question is, of course, the rest of the team as well, because you can't win an event by yourself without good leadership.
And we all know Purple's already tried in MCC 29.
uh, but what's the chat have to say about this game roster?
Yeah, I put up the poll like 46 minutes ago, and the general thought about the game roster is that it's 65% think it's good, 19% think it's great, 12% think it's meh, and 2% think it's bad. So yeah, pretty positive feedback. I
Yeah,
would say.
I think the only reason people would have a slight issue with this would be games like Rocket Spleef Fresh are still in
Yeah, that's kind of
after
why I
beating
also.
so many times, and also the Sky Battle remix.
Yeah, I kind of also voted good just because, like I said, I think that certain games are kind of overdue for a benching or a skip, at least. But we're
Yeah,
just
I
not seeing them yet.
I I personally don't really like this game order, but yeah, it's just my opinion. I don't. Unfortunately, I don't get to choose the games. So
Is your problem?
Personally,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, if I mean if Noxcrew kind of messaged me like, do you want to choose the games for MCC? I would be for it. I would be down.
personally for me, the game order doesn't like it affects it like a little bit for my enjoyment, but honestly, as long as they're all playing 8 games and having fun, then it can be whatever game order or game rotation they want.
Yeah, no. I'm good with most games. Like I said, it always depends. Like the only time I really ever like really don't find myself fully enjoying MCC is if a team like ultra struggles in something to a point where it becomes unfun.
Yeah.
But it always depends on the POV, of course, in the game. Uh, of course, being with the games that just came out, we can't really give for full predictions yet because that would kind of defeat the purpose of our pre-show. Like I said, uh, Owenish, pick your biggest loser and your biggest winner of the game roster, and we'll go through.
Uh, Biggest loser would probably have to be Yellow, to be honest. Yeah, because without survival games, that loses a lot of like the coins they could have gotten because of fruit berries and Shadoom. And the biggest winner, of course, is me because I get to watch all of these fun games again for another month.
True, true.
Uh, but yes, Cyan definitely does really well with this game order too.
No, that's fair. That's completely fair. Uh, so you said you already gave most of your opinions, but why not? You can talk about them now.
For me,
Yep.
yeah. Okay, my biggest loser is either Lime or Yellow. I'm still sticking with Lime because I just have the feeling there. being particularly hurt by the team order. I explained it earlier that just I think they're I think yellow is still a pretty good team. I don't think yellow has really a weak game unless they like even in the team games like Bilmer or not Bilmer, Sands of Time and Reverse. I don't think they're a particularly bad team, and they're their weakest game. So I think yellow is a team that can thrive in any game order. On the other end, yeah, I would say lime or maybe maybe green. I don't know. And for the biggest winner, yeah, I would probably choose red because I simply think red is even stronger in this game order. Because yeah, they don't have the survival games in, and the survival is remixed, but still have parkour tag, they still have meltdown, they still have battle box. Yeah, I don't think this team is gonna get anywhere else than dodgeball.
Okay. As in, for my opinion on the matter, I have to kind of agree with the yellow take. And I will say, I still don't think this team quite has the best Sands of Time skills, just because without the exception of Captain Sparkles, of course. That's because of Fruit's history in the game, and then Shadoon's still really new to the dungeon, and then Ollie, well, not the worst Sands of Time player. I can't say necessarily that he excels in Sands of Time,
He's an alright sandkeeper.
but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, Fruit who's just going crazy in Sands of Time. Like,
Fruit tends to play really
why?
risky though, is the issue, and it
Yeah,
doesn't always work
as
out.
long as it doesn't die, it's fine.
Yeah, doesn't always work out is the issue there. But yeah, I mean, I think definitely think Yellow's better at BattleBox than the stats say, just because there's not really a bad PvPer on this team necessarily. Like they're all at least decent
And
to above
yeah, like
average.
two great players and two pretty good players. That's a pretty strong PvP team.
But like I said, I think Yellow definitely does hurt. This definitely does hurt Yellow a bit because, like I said, SG is such an insane game for Yellow. Like
Yeah,
Rick Reddit's an
yeah,
insane game, but like Red also has games that are very similar to the ridiculous for them. Like every PvP game is ridiculous for them. It's not just SG.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
But
I was just gonna say like we were talking. People think that well that SG would be like a good game for them, but honestly, I feel like a battle box is going to be even better than SG would have been because with SG there's a little bit of risk, but this team is so good at battle box
like I said,
and like
yeah.
meltdown too.
Meltdown, I wouldn't go that far necessarily, just because Fruit has not really popped off in Meltdown yet. Just yet, we'll see. And then, like I said, I think this team will like struggle a bit. And, like struggle the fact they don't have is Parkour Warrior. This team would have been broken in Parkour Warrior. Ollie in the last event, Fruit constantly being Fruit, and Shadoon's like one of like for Shadoon's like games like he's like the like way better than his coin average at is Parkour Warrior. This team would have absolutely destroyed that. It would have been basically purple from the last event, but unfortunately we don't get to see that. So that's why I'm thinking yellow's kind of hurt a little bit. Like I said, I don't think yellow has. I still think yellow has a pathway to dodgebolt. I'm just saying which team I think is hurt the most necessarily, which team is like the least chance. And then like I have to go with Aqua for the biggest winner of this event, just because looking at Aqua right now, like this game maybe could have done good at the other side, but to be fair, Impulse has kind of struggles in the game, so it'd be kind of hard to get the team bonuses. But this team is like good at Battle Box, good at Rock Paper Rush, Ace Race, Sands of Time, Parkour Tag, good at Sky Battle. Their best game, I have to go like 6 games in before we get the first game is bench. That's on their like order of best games, and that is Parkour Warrior. So I think Aqua really benefited a lot from this roster.
Yeah. Also, when it comes to SG, when I thought about yellow being strong, I agree. Yellow is the strongest team. They just when I when I look at this roster, there are a lot of good PvP teams. Like especially red and blue. I could see red and blue beating yellow in SG, and that's why I mainly think yellow is not that hurt by this game. It's definitely losing from SG. I could see yellow having another fruit race SG like insane wins from the last what last game or whatever. Yeah.
Fruit tends lives on extremes when it comes to SG. So there's always that fact. Apparently, I don't know how true this is, but apparently Parker Warriors bench because they're apparently changing the scoring of it.
So I see the chat. I don't know any details on it. Let's see. I mean, I wouldn't be against the scoring change because
Yeah, the
scoring
game's
can
kind of low scoring.
it's like a lot team based because the multiplier that matter a lot. I think the
Like,
individual score from the game it's pretty underrated. You can go absolutely insane if your teammates don't finish. You don't even get 500 coins.
like, last event, purple proved, like the purple team proved, I was purple honestly individually, proved that it is possible to get above 400 individuals coins in the game. But the fact that it's like that hard to do so, compared to like just getting like third in ace race, or actually no, technically I think it goes all the way down to like if you got like sixth in ace race, you'd still get that, still get like 400 coins.
Yeah, Acer scoring is never easy.
Like, and then like other
Well,
game, like
Gold also like had a flawless run last time, and his team like did pretty decent too, and he still only got like
you have 400.
500 coins individually.
Yeah,
Like, I just feel like yeah, like Orco Warrior individual scoring could use a bit of a buff.
yeah, I agree. I think it should get changed, but I also think Acer scoring should get changed.
I did. I definitely agree. Like back when it was 500 coins, actually, either there's two ways you can go about this. Either go like lower it down maybe to 500 or 600 coins individually for getting first, or
Um,
the more interesting method might be to do scoring based on how close you were to someone, and it's like a coin
uh,
like a coin like a bit like a coin
I don't know.
decrease every.
Say,
Something else they could do is set like a flat rate for first place, and then like every second after they finish, it drops down by like a coin or two.
yeah, I don't know how would they balance that. Because yeah, they don't really know how long it's gonna take in the for the players in the event to finish. In my opinion, the scoring should change the way that yeah, the finishing order should matter, but it should matter way less. I think like it should
You're
be
not
like
wrong.
200 coins for first, and then the free laps and there are in the racers they should be like rewarded by coins. So technically you can have like if you have the fastest lap in every single lap, you get 150 coins each. So that's 450 plus 200 for the win. That's 650, which is almost as the usual win. And then after that is getting way more deserving if you have that high of scoring. I think it would benefit the game scoring a lot because
Yeah,
it would make the one mistake you make way less costly. If you like screw up one lap and have two amazing laps, it would actually benefit those.
yeah, I kind of agree that like
I
lap.
would agree, but
That's an
another
interesting
thing is
idea.
just like in a typical race, no matter how fast you run the first, like if it's a 3 mile race, if you run the first 2 miles really fast, but then you do awful the third mile, you're not going to get any compensation for the first 2 miles. You just get however you placed for the entire race as a whole.
Yeah, but we are not a sport with a block game. I think we can make it work.
I guess
It
we'll have to wait and
would
see.
actually.
Guess we'll wait and see. I am interested to see what they do with Parker Warrior though scoring.
I would propose in Parkour scoring that. Fortunately, I don't have connections with Nostr, so I can propose anything. But I have a lot of ideas how to improve various scorings because I'm that stat guy. But unfortunately, yeah, I don't really have anything to
Looks like
any
Tapel
chance
gets.
to say anything.
Look at the bright side. Tapel gets to keep his spot at number at the best Parker Warrior right now.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah,
He is the
that's pretty amazing.
parkour warrior.
I
Uh,
really cherish that image that I sent. On my stat summary, the parkour warrior averages is like Tapple first with 100,
yeah,
and like gap between him and Purple in second because Purple played like so many events.
yeah. Like I said, we'll just have to wait and see on Parker Warrior. So I guess we can talk about this a little bit. With this like game roster, who do we think is hitting first individual? Just like, or I guess we can go top three or top five, whichever one we want to go with. Which one do you think would be easier?
Let's go top three because I think
Top three. Okay.
it will be easy.
You don't have to necessarily order the top three, but I guess you can if you want.
I
Put in
have some
order.
strong opinions first?
Oh, we're about to get in trouble because of Owenish.
No,
Uh,
not those kind of opinions.
I could go first if you want.
Oh yeah, if you'd like.
All right. For third place, I'm picking Sappy Nappy because
Okay.
uh, yeah, it's an S tier in a pretty good on a pretty good team. I mean, it's one of the strongest Sapnap teams I've seen in a while, and yeah, it's a pretty good game order as well. I just don't think he's gonna really challenge the top two. For number two, I have Illumina, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a good event for Illumina. It's a pretty good game order for him, and yeah, he's finally on a good team, so he can actually get into the top three again. And number one, I'm putting Purple because Purple is gonna get first no matter what team he's on.
I was about to say, I didn't hear purple next. I was gonna really question your opinion of top three.
I
Okay.
mean, Ace Sag is gonna hurt the line, but I still think Purple's gonna get pretty high place.
Looking at these games individually first, everyone. Um, hmm. Do I think Illumina's getting top three? I think probably yes. I'm just double checking, make sure I don't think anyone else would barely do it. Actually no, I'm gonna take it back. I think barely we might see FBM just outdo Purple. I mean not Purple. I'm outdo Lumina to get third. Just because this roster really only has one bad game for FBM, which is Parkour Tag, and I guess a mediocre game of like Meltdown and Rock Split Rush. FBM is insane, and I feel like if you don't put him in the top three, then you should have a good reason. And then after that, I think I have to go with because of course Purple always loses his first individual in the last minute. So Purple will be first place all the way through to game seven and then lose it at the last minute in game eight and get second. And I guess I'll put Sapnap first just because I think if there's any time Sapnap's going to get first in season three, this would have to be the event. Looking at this team and this roster, but I could be wrong. Owenish, ready to get canceled?
No, something that a lot of other people may have noticed is that so far in season three, besides MCC 29, Purple and Fire Breath Man have both always gotten top three. So, and while people aren't perfect and they can have underperformances, with this game order, that is incredibly unlikely. So those two are definitely going in my top three. And then something else is that they are the only two to have repeat top three. So that means JoJo Solos, Pete, Sapnap, and Ant Frost are also. This is very superstitious, I know, but
So you're gonna
none of them. It'll be pretty difficult for Ant Frost to come top three no matter what. Anyways,
put damn for us. Subs
not
in.
only is he gotten it like once, I think, or twice,
Only
he's
once.
not even in the event.
He has the sorry, the fourth place curse. You got to keep that in mind.
And before and for subs in and gets first individual.
Dude, man,
In Ant Frost's last four events, he's gotten fourth place three times.
that's wild. Apparently, Amphros is subbing in for puns.
No.
No.
And so the third player in my top three would have to be possibly, uh, as you guys mentioned, Illumina, but with his underperformances, maybe not exactly likely. So instead, it would possibly be maybe if Wally Bear or Hannah pop off a lot, but maybe we could see like Illumina, I suppose, or like Wally Bear or Hannah.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a lot of S tiers this event.
Yeah, no, like the honorable mentions, of course, was obviously my list was Illumina, and I definitely think Pete deserves an honorable mention.
Yeah.
I just like with this roster, I'm not 100% certain Pete would get it, but you never know. Pete is good, and he's shown that time and time again. But we all know that first place will be Jack Manifold.
Yeah. Imagine all the pink team in the top four.
Yeah.
The power of alcohol.
No, it was a joke. Aaron Frost is not subbing in for puns. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Just
Anyways.
filling in for Jack Manifold, who passed out due to alcohol poisoning after
Honestly,
the
that
duel.
team would still not necessarily be the strongest team of Sin, honestly.
When if
And it
Frost is
might
not
respect
back,
Jack's wishes and also do the drinking game.
Surely. No, Aaron Frost is not subbing in, just to clarify that again. Uh, I'm pretty probably is the sub though if like an S tier has to sub out though, like 90% chance. Same thing with SB being like the middle sub,
yeah.
but no guarantee on that
And then
obviously.
I am the lower tier sub.
Oh true. Currently Etho is getting first individual. Dang.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. Sorry guys.
uh,
Show's over.
Owen is gonna get second individual. He's gonna sub in for Jack Manifold.
I'm gonna carry pink to dodgebolt. Anyways, this has been an interesting stream.
Yeah, a little bit scuffed, but I promise next time it will be less scuffed.
Next time, Aqua Dragon will not be hosting it.
Probably, honestly, it probably is gonna be douche shuffle.
Well,
Uh,
next time it's not gonna start 20 minutes after the actual start.
yeah, no, like I said, we will actually do this well this time. Next time, like I said, there's a lot of technical difficulties behind the scenes that prevent us from like getting things going right away. But hey, um, like I said, just feel free to ask any final questions before we end the stream. You got
Thank
any,
you to everybody who tuned in today.
any final questions?
Mm, we have to wait a bit because
Yeah, it's stream
the
delay.
stream is delayed.
Yeah. Who Etho
Yeah.
is? Yeah, I can answer who Etho is. Etho is one of the oldest Minecraft Let's Players. For one, I believe his Let's Play is still continuing to this day, which is insane. He did it even before like 1.0. So yeah, he's been around basically the block of Minecraft for longer than anyone. I think even on this game roster. Maybe Captain Sparkle and Venom might barely beat them out, but I still think Etho might still have that. So
Yeah,
as
he's
well,
definitely been making the content the
and then
longest.
after that, obviously, Etho joined, has been a big member of Hermitcraft, as well as is on the Life series. So that's the other big places you'll see him. But he doesn't stream. He only uploads videos. So if you want to see him stream, you're gonna have to watch either Scott, Scar, or FBM if you want to watch Etho. As a heads up.
Maybe he's gonna stream. We never
And
know.
for a similar performance to Etho, just watch Purple.
True.
Metal Lumina got 21 kills in 9 rounds in 28. Well, yeah, here's the thing about BattleBox. Scoring favors round wins way more than it favors kills. You need to get you need to get 3 kills, and you still only barely beat out the round win. That's just kind of
Yeah,
how it.
Lumina got all of those kills, but I'm pretty sure he still got beat by Purple
Yep,
because of round
purple. Yeah,
wins.
purple had 9 round wins. So yep, that did happen. But that's just how BattleBox works. It's supposed to be more of a team-based PvP game than the other ones.
Yeah.
It's its whole niche. Let's see. Any other questions? Life series. Is he going to stream? Like I said, I don't think Etho will stream, but we'll see. I guess it's not.
Based on the way this Major talked about it,
Based on the way everything I've heard, the answer is no, but I guess we won't really know until the event day,
there's a first time for everything.
because, he's the only one that can make that decision, and it sounds like the answer is still no. Uh, okay, let's see here. Answer this, but who do you think will get first? The answers were
We answered.
yeah, we did answer it, but yeah, but we'll quickly speed run this. Etho, but if we're not allowed to say Etho because he'll get 0th place, obviously. The answers were Onish. I'm assuming you meant purpled, right? When you were talking over your list, you didn't specify numbers,
Uh,
or is it just unordered?
it was unordered, but I
Well,
would probably say I don't know. Someone else go first. I
uh,
still need to make my list.
Uh,
I mean, I answered the purple.
I answered Sapnap,
Oh,
and then you can either answer one of your three.
and then let me check.
Up to you. Doesn't really matter too much.
I guess I would have to say somebody like one of my more questionable
You think
pickers, like Illumina or like maybe Hannah S tier moment, Wally Bear S tier moment. Who knows?
I don't think they'd be able to get first this event. Maybe Wally Bear, but it would take a really dumb event for Wally Bear to get first. But I guess nothing's truly impossible. That's just my opinion.
When have I ever made good predictions on this channel?
That's fair. To be fair, when have you made predictions on this channel?
I don't know. I think I said in the Discord that
Yeah.
the placement order is going to just be the rainbow.
Predicting Sapnap. Okay. Hopefully, he won't throw. Yeah, Sapnap is a fair pick for first individual. I mean, I wouldn't have said it if I didn't think it was possible. Yeah, Illumina as well. Yep, Illumina once again. Another solid pick for first individual. Like I said, pretty much any of the S tiers can pull it off, realistically.
Yeah,
If
we have like 10 people able to get first.
even technically puns could do it, but it's gonna be hard to outfrag Sapnap unless puns.
If CPK
K
can do
subs
it,
in,
puns surely
yeah,
can.
CBK is gonna sub in somehow on red for
I mean,
puns.
Puns outplay Sapnap like at the beginning of season 14,
Yeah,
so
but I feel like
last season.
Sapnap's gotten better since 14.
Puns has gotten better as well.
I guess it's not impossible. It's just gonna be a bit difficult.
I mean, Puns is still a pretty good player. Just it's not been getting the luck he deserves.
Like I said,
Especially now he has a pretty strong team. I think he's gonna thrive. I think this Puns is making the top five then.
if Hans is gonna make top five, it has to be this event. I feel
Yeah.
like this would have. If he doesn't make top five of this event, it's gonna be something. All right. I don't know. Maybe Puns will get
Actually, I changed my prediction. Puns is getting first place to prove all the haters wrong. He is still
fair.
S tier,
I mean, like I
That would be
said,
a great story.
yeah, I actually would be
and
so down for it. Like I said,
and he will be funneled the arrows during dodgebolt, and he will hit every shot.
not again. Uh, not fruit. Apparently, people think that the games are too bad for fruit to get first. To be fair, fruit did prove that despite no one was talking about fruit getting first in the last event, got first anyways. Granted, Sky Battle is remixed, unlike last time, so that might screw up fruit a bit, but you never know. I will agree that this isn't his best game roster with no to get to their side and no SG, but you never know.
I mean, Ferd is still insanely good in this game order as well.
I believe in puns. Fair enough. Like I said,
Redemption arc, yep.
all down for the puns redemption arc. Okay. I think does it for questions. Anyone have any final thoughts they want to say?
I don't really have final thoughts. I just see the comment that it's also crazy how we had 6 different first individual people this season in 6 events.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I agree.
Yeah,
We
that
didn't
is
even have
cool.
Pon's first individual this event that makes it so
Technically,
The same
Sapnap
thing
just
happened.
says Sapnap or Illumina gets it.
The same thing happened in the start of season 2, I think, where nobody had any repeat firsts until MCC 17 with Pete, because he also got first in 14.
Yeah, and then
Although
even in the second
17
half,
wasn't as long of a streak.
and then second half as well, we had 20 be was Illumina. Then we had I mean
Illumina was the
Saps.
only repeat
Yeah, Illumina.
during
Yeah,
the
second
second
half.
half because
Literally,
he got first in 20 and 20. Like
yeah,
he
literally at the
pushed
end.
really.
Literally took till the very end to get any repeats. If that was actually wild. Uh, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, not necessarily counting non-canon events, but yeah, that's kind of wild. That also non-canon events also had unique first individuals for the season. That is also wild. Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited for this MCC, but to be honest, the games could have been almost anything, and I would have been excited. So I don't think it's saying much.
Yeah.
But like I said,
Alright, do we have any more questions?
okay. Don't forget to tune into MCC. Actually, well, we do have one more live stream coming up this week.
Yeah,
Potentially.
Uh,
yeah, it's potentially within 2 days.
yeah, it's all you need to know is it's definitely gonna be before MCC. It will be posted eventually on when it is,
Yeah.
but there should be one more unless plans change. And if not, make sure to tune into MCC Saturday, 8 p.m. BST or 3 p.m. EST, or use a time zone converter if you are not living either of those time zones. But I guess for now. Oh,
Yo, douchable.
I guess douchable can say
Oh,
their final
I
thoughts.
could say something about the pre-show. Uh, I'm gonna move more close to Mike so that everybody hears this. The pre-show, there's a lot of stats to go over. So yeah, yeah, you might want to tune in on Friday. I'd say we will announce everything on the good old MCC Central community post. So hey, and Discord server as well. So
Ooh. Yep. This is only the tip of the iceberg when we're talking about the games.
yeah, and you might wanna be in the Discord because I may have something up. I may have something exclusive to Discord members. So
Ooh.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess I'll put the Discord in the chat before we finish. Douchable, you have any thoughts you want to give about the game since you're here?
um,
uh, Reddit hates Sky Battle. That's it.
alright.
Reddit hates
Uh,
fun, alright?
You're not wrong.
alright. My final thoughts are a severe lack of bingo.
I mean, you might see
Where
it.
is Skyblockle? I still don't know. Nobody has told me yet.
I mean, it's similar in a state of build mode right now, where it's technically not retired, but it's perma bench, so which is always kind of funny.
You're just making excuses.
That's just a factual statement. Anyways, like I said, I think we're gonna finally say bye. This has been a fun stream. Next one will